Okay guys, so this video we're going to be talking about analogies, and specifically we're going to be talking about same class analogies. And analogies are things that we use to compare things that we use with different words. They are ways that we study relationships with words and things. So it's important to really pay attention so that you know exactly what type of analogies you're going to be looking for. So our first example we're going to look at is we have lily and carnation and bearded dragon and blank. But first, the only thing I'm going to pay attention to is lily and carnation. What do they have in common? I want to say to myself, the first two words are both what? Well, a lily is my daughter, but it's also a flower. A carnation is also a type of flower. So I could say the first two words are both flowers. So they are in the same class or group. The second word pair must name the same things in the same class or group too. Now, I'm going to look at the next group of words. I have bearded dragon. Bearded dragon is not a flower. Although Rita thinks she's beautiful, she's not a flower. She's a bearded dragon. So I need to find something that is the same as a bearded dragon. Here's my possibilities. Rabbit, goldfish, Abraham Lincoln, or turtle. It's very important to read all of your possible answers when you're working with analogies and analyze each one. So bearded dragon and rabbit. I'm going to say they have very little in common. Rabbits have hair, they hop, they run really fast. Bearded dragons have none of that, so I'm going to cross out rabbit. Bearded dragon and goldfish. Well, neither of them have hair, but one lives in the water, one lives outside of the water. They don't really look anything alike, so I'm going to say it's not goldfish. Bearded dragon and Abraham Lincoln. Well, they both have beards, but one was a president of the United States and the other is a reptile living in my classroom. So it's probably not Abraham Lincoln. So bearded dragon and turtle. Well, it's the only one left, so it's got a pretty good chance. Plus, I know bearded dragons are reptiles, turtles are reptiles. They're both in our classroom right now. So I'm going to say the answer is turtle. They are in the same class. One of my favorite songs that I always get stuck in my head whenever I'm doing same class analogies comes from Sesame Street. Here you go. Hope you enjoy it.
One of these things is not like the others. Which one is different? Do you know? Tell me which thing is not like the others, and I'll tell you if it is so. 3 of these things are starfish, but this is a crab. Hey man, where you going?
Alright, that is the wonderful world of TV that Mr. Shrake grew up on. It's awesome. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. Okay, so here's an example we're going to look at together. We have tiger is to, remember right here, this 2 blue dots mean is to, lion, as, tuna is to, what? And we have 4 options. So, first thing I want to look at is my first 2 terms and try to see what do they have in common. Well, I know tigers and lions are both big cats, giant cats. So they are both in the big cat family. They are in the big cat class. So they have that in common. So now I need to find something that's in the same family, in the same class as tuna. So I'm going to go through each option always go through every single option. Even if you come across an answer and you are sure that it's right, you still need to go through and check the other answers because you never know. Alright, so first off we have clam. And a clam is in the water, much like tuna. Is a fish. But a clam is, I believe, a mollusk. It's not a fish like a tuna is. It lives on the bottom. It's got the hard shell. It tastes delicious with butter. All those things about it. So I'm going to say that it is probably not the clam. Alright, the next one, let's go to dolphin. Ooh, well, I know. Tuna and dolphin. They live in the water. They both can be really big. They swim around. They have quite a bit in common. I'm going to put a little star next to dolphin because that seems like a really good option for me. Okay, next we have puma. Now a puma is a big cat, and on my other side of my problem I've got tiger and lion, and they're also big cats. You know what, that looks like one of those that someone would be trying to trick me, because I don't need to find another big cat. I've already got my two big cats. They are right here and right here. I don't need another big cat. So, sorry Puma, you were not one. I need something that goes with tuna. Alright, so that leaves mackerel. Well, what is a mackerel? A mackerel is also a fish. They can be pretty big, not as big as tuna, but they are definitely a fish. So I have to now think which one out of these two, mackerel or dolphin, should I choose? Which one is more like tuna? So I'm going to rack my brain a little bit and think, what are some differences? What are some differences? Well, I know that a dolphin actually it's a mammal. It breathes air, and it can't live underwater all the time. Tuna is a fish, and it can live under the water all the time. Mackerel is a fish, and it can live underwater all the time. So I guess that's a pretty big difference. It's a big enough difference that I'm going to go with mackerel as my answer. And there we have it, a giant mackerel swimming over as our answer. Let's put him on the line. Adorable. Okay, now in your notes, I want you to create 3 different same class analogies. These 3 analogies can be on anything that you want them to be on. Just remember they need to be same class analogies. So an example would be if I did books and newspaper. Books are to newspaper as, say, MP3s are to CDs. If you don't know what a CD is, go ask your parents. They will tell you what a CD is. I'm sure they still have some somewhere. But books, you read, newspapers you read, MP3s you listen to, CDs you listen to. So they are same class analogies. Alright guys, well that does it for our same class analogies video. I hope that you guys approve. I hope you become analogy ninjas. I give it my seal of approval, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.